and welcome on in to Mondays on Montgomery here on Monday, March 30th. What a special morning because we have...
It's not raining out.
My headphones aren't working, so that's why it's still... I don't know.
Yeah, they're still...
Wait, turn it up a little bit.
I'm having some
Is it one?
troubles.
Is it in one ear, out the other?
It just... I couldn't hear anything.
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
hear you guys. Couldn't hear anything. Well, anyway, my mic should be working, so you guys should
I can
be
hear
hearing
you.
me. We have two very special guests in the booth this morning. Some freshman duo here, Cal Toter and Danny Leakin. And of course, that's Charlie Halleckman. I'm Max Blakelock, and welcome on in. We're gonna start. Well, like I always do, I'll give a little rundown for our show today. But there's lots to talk about. As always, March Madness. It was marching. It was madnessing. However you want to put it.
Greatest
Last
moment
night
I've ever
it was going on, and then of course a little bit of Temple football news that will update everybody on, and then our annual weekly Cherry check-in, where we check in on everything Temple athletics. Phillies opening weekend. I know you came prepared. Flyers, you came prepared with the jersey, and are the Sixers back? We'll see, and maybe we'll sneak in some draft talk because we got some more updates for everybody on that as well. But let's get right into it. Final Four in March Madness have been revealed. UConn will go up against Illinois, and then Arizona against Michigan on the other side. The 2-1 seeds battle, and then the 2 and the 3 seeds battle. Did anyone have this? I doubt it.
I mean, I didn't have the cheaters in there, but
Are you in this cheaters thing? I wish I could mute your mic, but you're controlling.
What was he talking about? Michigan State again?
no.
he's talking about
no,
Michigan.
no,
Oh, Michigan. My bad,
Wait,
my
you
bad.
can admit they're
No.
cheaters.
Okay.
Cheaters.
Not the basketball.
Not on the
team.
basketball team.
Football.
Football, sure.
Their coaches on the basketball team punches people.
Okay, but he's not a
Dusty May?
cheater.
Probably is.
Which is worse?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
mean,
the one that cheated also, he got his charges dropped yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah, I saw something like that. He was dapping off the cop after.
Well, that's a story for a whole nother
wow.
day.
Mondays on Montgomery starting off with a big swing.
No pun intended. UConn took down Duke last night. UConn was down by 19 points at one point, and then a game-winning 3 off of a turnover from Caden Boozer. Not what you want to see there if you're Duke.
All they had to do was hold the ball.
Yes. Mullins hit the game-winning 3 from about half court, just in front. It was Dame Lillard range.
That was a
That's
really
kind of the way I'm
impressive
putting
shot.
it.
Yeah.
It was deep logo.
And it was nothing but net. 0.3 left on the clock, and it was over for them. UConn advances to the Final Four for the third time in 4 years. Dan Hurley, what a coach. I mean, there's all these... People say a lot of things, but he's such a great coach.
He's gained some respect on me a little bit. I've started to... I mean, I know he's very controversial with... He's kind of a hothead at times. He's crazy, but he's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah,
I like it. I
for
like
sure.
it. It's not just he's a jerk and he's crazy. Like, part of it, he knows what he's doing when he's coaching the game, and he's got the fight in his players, and it's overall, I feel like it's just how he coaches, and it's clearly working.
Yeah,
I like to watch it.
He's very animated. He reminds me, I mean, this is relevant in terms of yesterday, but he reminds me of like a college basketball version of Torts at times, in the sense of very animated. You know, he's going to give you a piece of his mind. He's going to be yelling the whole game, but
I think I see that, and then
You can
also
tell he cares.
and then also with the crowd too.
Yeah,
he's always
exactly.
firing up the crowd. That's where I was like, all right,
yeah, but I'm
he's
sure
got me to bought
I'm
in.
sure if you look, like, if you took a scroll on the internet, you're not going to find one player who's played for him that's going to say a negative thing. Like, Hurley is I think now more than ever among the greats in terms of coaching in college basketball, and he hasn't been coaching for that long compared to a lot of other people. So it's just he can outcoach the best.
And he turned down that Lakers deal, too.
Yeah.
a few years
So
ago.
he's committed to UConn, and I mean, credit to him. It's been working out quite well for them, and it's been so much fun to watch him on the sidelines and watch the team. They're a fun bunch to watch in March, especially
Unless you're playing them.
Yeah,
If you're playing them,
He's one of those
I would
coaches
hate
that
him
he's like,
so
oh my
much.
gosh, he's
as
still
someone-
talking.
oh
He's
my
not
Maybe
on
someone
the
I
line.
would like fly out there and take him out
yeah,
myself if I had
as someone who took Michigan State in their bracket,
I took Michigan State to beat UConn.
I appreciate the
What?
support.
I didn't. What's your Michigan State connection here?
Porter Martin. I was rolling because of college
Right.
hockey.
Not anymore. Not
anymore. But we'll jump to that when we talk about the Flyers.
Key reason that's what
Little preview.
That is a big reason why Big Dan is here today.
Yes.
What, the Flyers?
Flyers.
Oh yeah. That's what I was thinking. I told my friend last night. I was like, I think they're having me on just because of the Flyers, and I was like, I don't blame them. But anyway, back to Dan. But Hurley really just is just
From
phenomenal.
one Dan to another Dan.
Yeah, he's so much fun.
He's just a phenomenal coach. I mean, that game completely flipped on its head last night.
It did.
44 to 29 going into half, and UConn just came out and they just played better than Duke. And Cam Boozer was there the whole game. He had a great game, and it just in the end it was Duke didn't know how to close out, and Duke the past few years has been choking, and they did it once again. I mean, they did it last year against Houston with a phenomenal team. Lots of freshmen on that team, but a phenomenal team. And then this year they had one of the top prospects is going to go top 3, and they choked once again. And I don't think Caden Boozer wanted to take the free throws in that moment. I think the lights were a little too bright for him, personally. But I don't know why he didn't just hold on to the ball. It just, I don't know. Because
there was no need to.
he was 6 for 6 from the line on the
You
day.
were gonna get fouled.
Yeah.
I think it's because how much time they already were able to take off the clock.
He was just trying to,
and
yeah,
they were moving it
yeah.
enough. It was instead of just holding it.
I guess they
think
were trying to end it.
I think they were
Yeah.
thinking they've already got UConn to run the floor enough and scramble everywhere that they were
Yeah.
able to just continue to keep the ball moving.
But
and
yeah, but UConn played perfect defense. It was
Yeah.
like perfectly executed. Everything needed to go right, and everything went right for them. And Mullins, the freshman, just a beautiful shot. Me and my friends were all watching it in our dorm, and we went crazy. Like it was crazy. And then
I could say that was the craziest March Madness moment I've ever witnessed.
I didn't witness it, obviously, because I was at the Flyers game.
I don't think
But-
you can say that. Did you?
That's
Jalen-
up there, though.
I don't
I mean,
even.
Jalen Suggs when he hit the half court in the half court
yeah.
shot in the Final Four in 2020
That's true.
or 2021. excuse
That's
me.
true.
20-point comeback.
I don't-
19-point comeback though.
And then that
Hitting
moment
a half court
over
heaver
Duke.
to keep your undefeated season alive against a team in that UCLA that was an 11 seed that was playing incredible.
At the same time, that was near a half-court shot though.
Yes,
Yeah. It
but
was a
this
35
one was a
footer.
half court heave. That one.
There's a difference between a half court
Hey.
heave and like a.
Yeah.
He could set his form and shoot it with good form and still make it. That the heave is like that. Suggs play is phenomenal. But I think I'm kind of with Charlie on this one in the sense of I was watching that in Stateside Live for a minute, and I thought they were done at half. Duke was on a major run going into half.
It was.
And I know it's college basketball. It's a game of runs, and they could come back.
What did Hurley say to them in the locker room?
I can't imagine.
I don't think we could probably say it on air.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think we could air it.
I don't think
either.
we can think about it.
Yeah.
really.
But like,
it's
He said what he needed to do. He said what he needed to do to get the job done.
yeah, and I mean, they came back. I didn't believe that they really came back because the way Duke was shooting in the first half, I don't have the exact metrics for it, but they were shooting the lights out in the first half, and then just couldn't come out. I mean, I think they came out of the gate pretty well, but UConn mustered up a huge comeback.
Yeah, and
So much more.
I feel like it wasn't like all at once. I feel like they kept chipping away. And that's kind of what.
they got momentum.
Yeah,
And you could notice the crowd was doing.
Yeah.
And once Hurley started
yeah,
getting
and
into it,
that's-
I was like, oh no, we got a game here.
Yeah, and that's what Dan Hurley's teams do. Is they just if they get down big, they just start chipping away, and then once they get the momentum, the crowd, the Huskies faithful, they get behind them, and then Hurley gets crazy, and it just all the momentum just completely swings. But yeah, Duke just complete collapse. not much
Well-
else to say.
As much as we can probably talk about that game for the rest of at least this segment, there were other Elite Eight games that we can talk about. Michigan dominating Tennessee and won 95-62, was in control the whole entire game. Is Michigan this team to beat to win the championship now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I think they were the whole time.
Michigan,
Yeah.
I had Michigan to win. Still do. Nothing
I
changed.
think
So I've always been on this Michigan train here, but is the winner of that Arizona-Michigan game going to win the national championship?
Arizona's going to win the national championship.
as much as I want to say
Michigan's
that,
better.
as
No
much
comment on the.
as much as I want to
Yeah,
say
well,
that, like, then there's UConn, who we know can go toe
That's
to toe with
exactly
the
what I was
best.
going to say, because UConn always seems to
They're a
find a
wild
way.
card.
And if Dan Hurley can go and win his third championship in 4 years, that's incredible.
And then I think then he's officially cemented as one of the greats. By the way,
I mean, if he hasn't already. Yes.
yeah. But I feel as if he wins his 3 and 4, you could put
yes.
him in the Mount Rushmore and comfortably.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a lot of these UConn teams, and in my eyes, like a lot of them, they've had some good prospects over the past couple of years. Don't get me wrong, but not to the level of like Duke.
There's
and,
no one.
and others.
There's no one that's like number one.
Significant,
Guaranteed.
yeah. I'm trying to think of like recently their most significant prospect.
Stephon Castle.
I was about to say I think it's either Stephon Castle or
Donovan Clingan.
You're right. You're right with me here.
Yeah.
But that's really it. And then you compare that to like Cooper Flagg or the Boozer twins or like someone on Duke.
But I think it's
anyone.
hard to
Yeah.
compare, because Duke is also. I mean, don't get me wrong. UConn is definitely a storied college basketball franchise.
yeah.
But Duke, I think, is in that tier 1.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would
yeah.
I
probably
mean, it's
say
that blue
UConn
blood
is-
tier.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like
In terms of the recruitment that they're
yeah,
getting.
yeah. But I feel like just the prospect differential is definitely like the teams that they're working with is definitely different. Like imagine Dan Hurley on UConn, like that, or not UConn, Duke.
Duke. Okay, I
That
see
would
what
be
you mean.
unstoppable. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's just.
But would it though? Because in my opinion, I think what's so special about the way that college basketball works is that these coaches are so fit for their specific programs that I don't know if Dan Hurley would be able to handle the
Top prospects in a way.
not,
a way,
not
I
even
mean-
necessarily
I mean,
that.
he built
I
up.
think either the Duke Blue Devil, that's all that it is in was it Durham?
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah. Oh,
Durham.
yeah. I get what you mean.
I mean, not that isn't all it is where UConn is.
UConn also has college hockey though.
Yeah, and Duke has a lot of great athletics, but they're known for their basketball, and there's no denying that. I think he would thrive. I think I'm just kind of throwing that out there just to throw
it's
it out
definitely a
there.
good point. Yeah.
But that's I think
It's
so
a
many
different
many
level.
college basketball coaches fit so great for their franchises. We've seen it with UNC, even though Hubert Davis did just get fired.
I think Tom Izzo is a good example of that too.
Tom
Michigan State.
Izzo's a great example. There are so many examples that we could name here. But we are going to head to break. When we come back, we'll touch a little bit more on March Madness and then some Temple football news ahead of the spring game in 2 weeks. But don't go anywhere. Mondays on Montgomery. We'll be back in just 5 minutes.
Coming up next is a new song on WHIP Radio.
Welcome back, everybody, to WHIP Radio here on Mondays on Montgomery. I'm Max Blakelock alongside Charlie Halleckman and special guests Denny Leakin and Cal Toter. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at mondaysonmontgomery.whip sports, where you have everything from our episode, from clips to what's coming up. We had Tom McCarthy on last week to talk some Phillies, so we got some clips up there. Make sure to give that a follow and check that out for all things coming up. But as we move on to our second segment here, we touched on a few of the March Madness games from the past weekend. We're going to go to a little bit more as we revealed the Final Four. Illinois beat Iowa. This was, I guess, the bracket you would say is kind of the... I wouldn't even say Cinderella bracket, but the one that's not a 1 seed.
I would say like this is as close to the quote bracket buster as we've gotten.
Yes. Of course, my mom had Illinois. I mean, shout out her, but she was like in last in our. We all do my family is in this bracket that we've been in for years. She was like 117 out of 120 in the last like check. So I'm curious to see when the results come back. We get like emailed the results after each double round, what she has, because she has Illinois beating Arizona in the final.
Ooh. Wow.
That's bold.
Very bold, but it's got more Final Four teams than I do, so.
I was okay with Duke losing like that last night. I had Duke winning the whole thing. I was okay with it, just the way that everything happened.
Sometimes you just got to be okay with good basketball.
Yeah, what
That's exactly what it was.
And speaking of good basketball, the Iowa Hawkeyes were playing fantastic basketball until it came to an end this Saturday night when Illinois beat them 71-59. And this Illinois team is a sneaky team. They beat Houston, and I thought Houston, had the potential to kind of possibly be a 1 seed if it came down to that. And they looked. Illinois made it to the Final Four, and they beat Houston in a really, I don't know if dominant is the word, but they made their mark known, I guess is what I'll say.
That's a pretty fair assessment. Illinois, I definitely turned some heads in the tournament this year, and credit to them. I didn't have them getting this far, I'll tell you that much, but, it's March. It's March. You hit a new stride in March sometimes, and I think making your mark known is definitely the right way to put it against Houston. I don't think it was anywhere. It wasn't a dominant win. It
was dominant to the fact
Michigan,
that it was
Michigan over Tennessee was dominant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was dominant.
What was happening in Duke UConn at halftime? That was
dominant.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
I turned it off at halftime.
Wow.
I turned it back
I
on.
left stateside at
kept
halftime, but that's because I had to go into Xfinity Mobile. But
also some controversy real quick. There's now that topic that the refs made a mistake after the UConn players ran on the court. Or something like technical foul.
Stop.
I know. I'm seeing
Don't
it now.
be one of those guys.
Oh no, I'm not. But that topic's coming up. Now.
I saw that on Twitter, and I saw the UConn guy, and it was like, he was like, "Oh, that should be technical," and then someone replied to the thing, and I was like, "What a loser!" Like that's genuinely such a loser.
Yeah, I know.
That's such a loser take, and I'm not saying that to you, but
oh no, I agree. I think like in the situation you can't go out there and call it tech, but
no, get out of here.
That'd be bad.
Snore. It's March. It's fun, and that was a huge shot. Like
if they ran to the other side of the court,
if they're on there making a scene. The guy ran,
2 steps.
2 steps
not
onto
even.
the court. I don't think he even got to the painted area. So it was, on the court technically, but it wasn't. He didn't have any effect on anything that went on after that.
Oh man, imagine if a tech was called.
That would be the most.
That would be sad. I'm not gonna lie.
Play, I think, in recent college basketball history.
That would just be sad. Like that's
I
just
would
like
like
a sign of the
war would
times
break out.
that we're in.
Well, that would be crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah, the fans up at UConn fans, both here on Temple's campus, because I know that there are definitely a few, and
Pat Dallahan.
the fans up at UConn would not be very happy with that. But the last Elite Eight matchup that we have not yet talked about, Arizona took down Purdue 79-64. Purdue had them in the first half, but the domination in the second half from Arizona is what pushed them to the Final Four. Back-to-back, really kind of dominating wins, saying, all right, you can have this kind of first half a little bit, and then they kind of put their foot on the gas pedal and ran them over. Same thing that they did with Arkansas, unfortunately for my bracket. And then they did the same thing here with Purdue, and now they're headed to the Final Four. This team is quiet compared to, I think, the hype that they got around the season compared to the Dukes and the Michigans. I think they're right there, though, and this is a team to beat.
They're not the favorite in my eyes. Like, I don't think they're the.
I still think Michigan is probably my favorite.
I was about to say, I think Michigan's still better.
That's why I said they're kind of quietly sneak, because they were kind of.
Who, Arizona?
Yeah, I think.
I think going into the tournament, the talk was Arizona was the number one.
Really?
I don't.
I
always thought it was Michigan.
I always thought it was Michigan, and I thought it was Duke.
I think Duke, Michigan, and Arizona, I think were those top three. But the way I saw it, Duke was the number one. I mean, they were the number one seed in the tournament, and everybody kind of saw them as the powerhouse. You did have Caleb Foster out. He did return, but wasn't able to make as big of an impact as he normally has in the past because of his injury. But Michigan, I think it was between that Michigan-Duke duo there, just because of what we've seen from them throughout the regular season. And to talk about their players, they've had injuries, they've had all this, all that. And Arizona, they're a great team that I think was kind of able to use that hype between those two blue blood teams, and now are right there, right, with a chance to go to the final national championship game, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a good Final Four.
It's going to be really.
It's turned
fun
out to be a
Final
good
Four.
tournament this year overall.
Yeah,
A lot of
It
big
always
moments.
turns out to be a
lot
good
of big
tournament.
moments.
That is true.
Iowa beating Florida was probably my favorite because I'm not a big Florida guy. So
Yeah, we talked about that one with Tom McCarthy last Monday. He was on the call for that. Said the atmosphere down there was incredible. I mean, he got to call a game-winning 3 from Iowa to take down the first number 1 seed of the tournament, which is a pretty incredible thing to do. Final Four is this Saturday before the championship game the following Monday. Illinois and UConn will be first at 6:09 p.m. Eastern Time, and then you have Michigan, Arizona at 8:49. Those games, they're going to be fun. They're going to be great. Final Four in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium, so always will be a crowd, and then hyped up throughout this whole week, so you have a week to really think about it and think what you're going to do here. For me, I'm just ready to go out there and not go out there. Sound like
Suit up, Max.
Ready to
Let's
go
go,
out there
Max.
and give you some quality minutes off the bench.
Max,
Uncle Max
do you know what your line is right now?
My line for points,
over under 0.5.
over under 0.5 minutes. Probably smash the under at minus 10,000.
I'm taking the over.
Taking the over. Well,
It's free money.
I'll see what I can do for you.
You can sit next to Bryce James on the bench for Arizona.
Oh,
you know,
could.
I do have
I'd
something
be
to say
rooting for
about Bryce
Michigan.
James.
Oh, my Lord.
I wasn't ready for this.
Me neither.
So, this is not really a hypothetical or anything, but
This may be the first
Bryce
ever.
James brought
I can't believe Bryce James. is
Braden
being
Burries
brought
and Koa Pete to Arizona. So if you look at Bryce James when he committed on January 1st.
We're talking about Bryce James.
And he and right after he committed, Braden Burries and Koa Pete both committed a few days later. They are all represented by the same agent, Clutch Sports. So I think the Bryce James effect brought Braden Burries and Koa Pete to Arizona and made Arizona what they are.
I can't believe what I just heard.
That's
but I
not.
love it.
But
I said I love it.
it's the Bryce James effect.
I see what you're saying, but it's interesting.
That's not the biggest
Bryce
stretch
James
I've ever heard.
definitely clearly has an effect. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're LeBron James' son,
you're
you're going to have
LeBron
some
James'
sort of
son.
effect.
I'd say mild take.
But and they're all represented by the same agent, which is why I thought it was a little kind of crazy that it all kind of happened that way. But yeah, I saw that.
What I
So-
saw, I don't know if anything's changed, but Bryce James is pursuing the NBA draft or.
Next year? No.
Yeah, no, he redshirted this year. So
Well, I don't know if he
I
officially was able to redshirt.
I saw something though that
He's not going into the draft. unless LeBron forces him.
To be honest,
If he goes
I
into the
wouldn't
draft this
surprise me.
year, I don't
He hasn't.
know.
First of all, he hasn't had consistent minutes, so he's not gonna get drafted. I think he clearly needs another year. Maybe he'll transfer, but Arizona's a great program, so
He literally has no available information with his statistics.
Yeah,
on
he
it.
hasn't. He hasn't played.
he
He's
hasn't played.
redshirted.
Well, exactly. That's my whole point. Like,
Yeah, no, he's not going to get
he's not.
drafted.
He's
If he commits
that now. That is a hot take, Charlie. That's a hot take.
I saw some things about it. It's not my
let's see.
take. I don't think he should. That would be
I'll give you
stupid.
a chance to pull up your sources, but I can't believe we got from Final Four to Bryce James, and now we're gonna go to Javier Morton.
Oh, boy.
What a turn of events there, because Temple football spring game is in 2 weeks here at Edberg Olson facility on 10th and Diamond. We will have coverage for that, so stay tuned for more information on that with WHIP Sports. That's always a great time of the year. Always have a team out there and normally able to get some interviews. There's always alumni that come through, part of the program, and will come talk with us on air.
Hopefully it's a nice sunny day.
Hopefully it is a nice sunny day. That's the hope. April, it should be, the same
Should be
weather
80 degrees and
by
sunny.
then. I don't know if 80.
I don't know. I'm just manifesting
that would
it.
be amazing.
Hey, I mean, it's going up from here. It's a nice day out today.
It's gonna be
It's
nice.
the first time it's ever Montgomery has been
It has been raining when I walked here.
raining, snowing,
the one
windy.
week I was here was nice.
Eh?
Ah,
The 1 week I was here was nice.
when you took my seat,
When I took his seat,
I wasn't.
it
here,
wasn't
Wasn't
so-
it cooler though?
it was cool, but it was nice.
But like this, yeah, you're right.
it was beautiful.
That
out
was the
that
day it
morning.
went to 80 degrees in Philly,
Oh,
right?
no.
No,
That was the
following
Tuesday.
day. I don't know. I was in Birmingham.
but it was still nice.
It was warming up. Yes.
Yeah,
Later that day, it got really nice.
yeah, it was
Well,
nice.
Before we run out of time talking about the weather on a morning sports show,
High 52 today.
you could probably
High,
probably
60,
do it.
high 66.
Temple spring game is in 2 weeks, and I think the biggest news as of now is Temple safety Javier Morton is suing the NCAA for another year of eligibility. He spent the past 2 seasons at Temple, for 2 other ones at Nebraska, and 1 at Garden City Community College. So he's trying to get another year because, I mean, why not? He's not going to the league after this, so
Yeah,
why
why not
find
go?
out more?
I find it interesting how he did work out a pro day, though.
Yeah, I mean, you were there. You saw it. I think maybe he didn't get the results he wanted.
But not
at
even that.
pro
It's just
day,
like you're at pro day, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to come back again.
that. I mean, that might go again. It's not necessarily that he wants to come back to Temple. He didn't kind of make any comment on that.
Where at the same time, though, you have Chambliss who's able to play again, so you're at the point, might as well try.
I mean, honestly, in my mind, I think there is Chambliss, was in the college football final, right?
Yeah.
And he was a guy that made the NCAA a lot of money, and I don't know if you can necessarily all bring it back to that, but Trinidad Chambliss is a guy that's going to get a lot more attention
That's the thing.
for
Like
the
you
NCAA
have to
than
look
Javier
at
Morton is.
you have to look at something else where if it's a situation of quarterback on, say, Buffalo, like, is that going to happen still?
No. I think but it also depends on the state you're in. There's a lot of factors that we could go into that are a lot beyond the player's control and NCAA's control in general, but I'm definitely interested to see what comes of this, because after 2 years here, he now, after 1 year with Keeler, he played with Stan Drayton in the previous year. He's been somebody, 40 tackles, 2 pass breakups in the 2025 season. I think overall the safeties that this Temple defense had played a pretty solid role when they were able to be healthy on the field this year. And so it'll be interesting to see what comes of this for Morton and the Temple football team in general. Still no statement really from the university or the team, but thought that would be some fun news to bring in, because as we get ready to kind of hype up for this.
It's the rare
Spring
Temple
game.
news we have.
The rare Temple news. Well, we will have some Temple news when we come back because it is the Cherry check-in at 7:40 a.m. So just in 5 minutes, we'll talk all things in the latest of Temple athletics from lacrosse, golf, and some tennis as well. So don't go anywhere. Mondays on Montgomery. We'll be back in just 5 minutes.
And the next episode.
Here on Monday, March 30th. I'm Max Blakelock alongside Charlie Halleckman and Cal Toter and Danny Leakin for the day. Shout out to Jason for handling the live stream on YouTube. We're working. I wish we could get him a mic or like just a camera to see his
no way from Jason.
his live reactions. We'll get the wave. There's a little bit of a delay from the studio. There it is. But he'll only tune in if we're talking about, a Thunder. But
Jeremy King.
we did that already. That was for last week. Or maybe you can like tune in through our walkie. That would be
We get like little bleeps of Jake into the micro, or not Jake.
Jake.
Wow.
Wow.
You heard that? He might be
And
kicked
that's why
off
Big Dan will never be on the show.
Jason. That's what I meant to
So,
say.
speaking of Big Dan and Jason and I, we do have some updates with our NFL draft show that I kind of want to get to before we get into this cherry check-in. Not get to,
It's
but
a part of
I
it.
guess kind of announce. We will be hosting our annual WHIP draft show at Fieldhouse, or the hoodie for a reason.
There you go.
On 9th and Spring Garden on April 23rd and 24th. We're covering night 1 and night 2. I will be hosting alongside Jason and Dan for both nights, and we'll have plenty of WHIP members and guests hopefully on the show. Night 1 and night 2 at Fieldhouse on 9th and Spring Garden. Come through, come chill, watch the draft with us, and hear all things that we have to say about what's going on in the draft world, because there's a lot that we haven't even gotten a chance to talk about on this show. But through texts and just conversations that we've had, we already know it's going to be a great show because we already have some disagreements.
Yeah.
But some just great discussions about what could possibly happen within just that top 10, and we haven't even gotten further. But make sure you guys tune into that. If you go to our YouTube, what am I saying? I mean, you are on YouTube if you're watching. If you're listening, go to our Instagram, WHIP Sports, and check out our flyer and more details for that. But that'll be, just about a month.
Yeah, please. It's a really big project. That
Way to use your manners.
What?
Way to use your manners.
What was he going to
You
say?
said please.
Oh yes, please tune in. Please show up because it's a big project. It's a lot of fun work that we have to do,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work. I finished
Should I give them like a...
I finished the offensive tackle prep this weekend, and it took me a really good amount of time. So it's a lot of stuff
to give them a preview of what our doc looks like?
Yeah, I mean, if you
The
can,
amount of stuff we have on here.
yeah,
Scene.
We'll go to
there's
the
so
offensive
much.
line for...
Please, because the tackles are all wrapped up
Look at this. All work put in
By
by
me.
Dan.
this weekend.
Pros, cons, accomplishments,
Yeah,
where they might go.
A ton
We
of
got
stuff.
A lot to talk about. So make sure you stay tuned
Yeah.
for that in just about a month, because draft season comes at you quick, and you kind of get a little slowdown after NFL free agency and the combine,
It's a jump.
and then all of a sudden
it's everything.
it's
I feel like
time
everything just
in
is
Pittsburgh.
dead silent, and then all of a sudden, bang!
The
it's
kids
like,
in Pittsburgh are getting school off.
yeah,
by the way,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
I didn't get school off when the draft was here, but it's all right. I still went.
It was really warm though when the draft was here.
It was. I remember I walked
hot.
over after school. It was really cool,
Yeah.
really fun. Watched Myles Garrett get picked.
Oh, that is
Hassan
cool.
Reddick got picked there.
Oh,
I went home for that time. My mom was like, "All right, I'm leaving. I'm tired."
that's fine.
But it was a really cool setup that they had on the Parkway. Like, where else would you put it? Have draft picks come down the rocky steps to
It was
shake
the largest
commissioner's
NFL
hand?
draft to date, wasn't it?
It's a good question.
I think it was. I know it was
You know it was right?
when that
At the time.
at the time.
Yeah,
yes.
They spent a lot of time and effort and money on it. And it was great. It was great for the city. There's a lot of good things happening in the city of Philadelphia this summer,
I
though. So
thought
Yeah.
one surpassed it. Detroit, took
Detroit, that
over.
makes sense.
and there were a few that surpassed it. But
Yeah,
I mean, it's,
they
it's grown
get,
over
they
the
get better
years.
and better every year.
Is
and
Green Bay on it?
2017 at
Yes.
this point.
Yeah, Green Bay was huge. I remember.
Detroit,
It'll be
Nashville,
10
and-
years next year.
Nashville,
So-
and then Green Bay. Both saw 600,000
It
plus.
totally
fans.
makes sense. But it is time now for our weekly segment that we like to call the Cherry Check-In, where we check in on everything Temple Athletics. And we're going to start with women's lacrosse again, because when we first started this show, women's lacrosse was thriving. 8-0, ranked. They beat Penn, and now they're 8-4 over these past 4 weeks. 0-3 in conference play. Suffered a 16-10 loss at JMU, so that's now 4 straight losses for this team. And the previous losses were all kind of right by 1, right there. This one by 6.
Yeah, this is the first time where they truly got blew out. And they were within 6, but realistically, max.
Not even blown out. I'd say just significantly beaten.
No, they were blown out. Charlie was 2-4. It was 12-4 at one point.
I mean, the final score was 16-10. Though.
It was 12-4.
That's like saying the Eagles Super Bowl when it was, the final score was 40-22.
Well, I wouldn't say lacrosse though is garbage time scores.
It was garbage time scores. They
But
scored.
there's
They scored 3.
no garbage
Hold
time
on,
scores, though.
relax. They scored 3 times within the last 10 minutes of the game, and they were already down 15-7.
Lacrosse though is a game of runs.
Yeah,
It
but
was
I don't know
gone.
if you're
No,
going to
it was
make a run
done.
with
There
it
was-
in the last.
Charlie, you know
But
better.
that's what I'm saying. It's not garbage time because
You know better than anyone. You know better than anyone that there's a feel when that game is over.
Oh,
the
yeah.
game was over in the 4th.
Yeah.
It was a blowout win. It was blowout for JMU. And in the sense of Caitlin Carney scored 7 goals, that was her career high.
that's kind of absurd.
She decimated our man-to-man defense, who was actually doing fine in the first, I'd say, and then it just kind of lost. They got a little sloppy on the defensive side, and then on the offensive side, Amelia Wright, as per usual, scoring 5, which was nice, but really couldn't get the wheels churning on the offensive side. JMU's defense kind of stunted them a little bit. The AAC as a whole is making is starting to switch to more zone defense as a general state between a lot of the teams. So maybe that caught Temple off guard, but really just an off day from everyone. I honestly don't think as good as the keeper is. Her name isn't coming to me right now, but I'm sure. Yes, thank you. As good as she is, I thought she had an off day as well. I think there's a couple that she could have gotten to, and really just it was just kind of poor. But really, what killed Temple is it was actually kind of tight coming out of half, 8-3 in terms of scoring in the third quarter in favor of JMU, and you felt it too. It wasn't one of those like that was discreet. It started 7-4, or it was 6-4 coming in out of half, and then it ended up being 12-4, like 5 minutes into the third quarter. So you felt it. And when I was watching it, it just, as you mentioned, Charlie, similarly to basketball, lacrosse is just a game of runs, and JMU was just feeling it. They were feeling it that afternoon.
That
and
draw
it was
control in the beginning.
It was very obvious that JMU just was they were just feeling it that afternoon, and Temple just seemed off. And final score 16-10, but realistically, it was like Max mentioned, it's kind of like Super Bowl garbage time. It really was like, I would say it was closer to like 15-7. I think that's a better depiction of how the game actually felt.
Well, good thing about Temple Lacrosse is that they come home for their next 2 games. Saturday the 4th, Big Dan will be on the call.
I will.
I think you're producing, right? Or am I
Not
making that up?
anymore.
Not anymore. Well, Cal won't be there, but Big Dan will be there.
Who else is on the call with you?
I think it is Victor Graham Aroa.
Yep.
I gotta say his name.
He will be on the call with you.
And this is sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a huge must-win for them because they actually JMU was a must-win and they lost.
This is definitely a
No,
must
I'd say this is a must.
But Old Dominion is a team
JMU
that
was a bigger one because they're still now on that downslope
decline.
and now instead of being 1-2 and now having the opportunity to go 2-2 and get themselves in the thick of it, they are now 0-3 and chance to go. They basically have to be perfect between ODU, Vanderbilt, Charlotte, and Drexel.
Charlotte.
I'm not necessarily sure.
Thank you.
Well, sorry.
But
Excuse
Old
me.
Dominion now 5-8 on the year, 0-3 in conference play, and have lost 5 straight games. So a battle between 2 teams who are struggling as of late. I know, Dan, you've been watching and getting ready for this game on Saturday. Do you expect this Temple team to come out there and
Simply, Max, they have to perform. They have to perform. And thankfully, Bonnie Rosen's, I think, a really good head coach. So I'm not necessarily worried about the preparation.
Yeah.
It's more the execution that they have to perform.
And play a full game.
Yeah, right now you're kind of hoping and praying that you can sneak in the 4 spot because you have no opportunity to now go above 500 in the conference. You only have 3 games in conference left. You're 0-3 in the conference. Do the math, you know what I mean? But you cannot drop one of these games, and I think they know that. It's actually quite disappointing. The way that the conference play has gone for them, because the start of the season was phenomenal. I mean, you mentioned taking down UPenn
It's
by
historic.
5.
I mean, it was historic. It was truly. It was
There was a
remarkable.
lot of hype
It was a
around
good
the
time,
Woods
but
lacrosse team.
they've fallen off the horse a little bit. They gotta get back on ASAP.
Well, along with other Temple athletics news, we'll go to men's golf. Men's golf had a 3-day tournament down in North Carolina to start off their season. Now they have a kind of a 2-week break before they head to the Princeton Invitational in New Jersey. But they performed, and they didn't necessarily stand out, this men's golf team here, but they were kind of just getting their feet under them for the most part and kind of getting ready for this 2-week break before they head to New Jersey on April 11th, the same day as the Temple Spring game. But in other Temple athletics news, women's tennis 2-0 on the week, remaining undefeated at home as they took down St. Joe's 5-2, and then beat Villanova 4-3. Now an 8-6 record on the year, as I mentioned, 4-0 now at home. Their next competition will be tomorrow against Delaware at home before traveling on Friday to NJIT, and then they come home again for Drexel on Sunday, April 5th. So this women's tennis team looking to ride this week and some momentum, hopefully, for this team, because it always feels good to have an undefeated week.
Indeed, it does.
It
Feels
does.
good just to win.
Yeah, and thinking about women's lacrosse having defeated weeks recently, it definitely, to your point, feels nice to have a little success.
Yeah. Well, we have a few minutes. We can talk about some Temple Club sports.
Hey.
I wasn't gonna. Should I
go
do you
for it.
first,
Just go
first,
for it.
or I
Go-
can bring
just-
mine up
just-
first? You go
You
ahead.
guys won, didn't you?
We didn't win the tournament, but we'll go.
You at least won a game.
You first.
No,
you had
no, you at
rough
least
weekend
won a
against
game.
Penn State. Penn State,
Okay.
a great club baseball team, though.
The number one team in the country.
The number one team in the country.
Numero
and
uno.
rightfully for a reason.
Yeah.
They.
Where was it? Was it here?
It was at the Skip Wilson Field in
Ambler.
Temple Ambler.
Ambler.
Yeah, it
So you
was
hosted.
it was a scene out there. They take
Yeah.
advantage of everything. Walks, errors, they put the ball in play, they create long at bats. They hit everything. I mean, it's the reason they're the number one team
Do
in the
they have
country.
a D1 team?
I was about to
Oh, yeah.
ask.
Yeah.
That makes
yeah.
sense. I would-
They're
I would
pretty
expect
good.
They have
too.
a B team for their club team as well, and that's in their Division II club. Like they're.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens when you have a Big Ten school. You have that many students.
They are.
You're
a
gonna
very big
find
school.
it's good. It certainly helps,
Yeah.
and it showed. Not much we really could have done,
Definitely.
but
Some other club sports. Temple Men's Ultimate.
Yep.
Gotta give myself a little shout out.
Hey.
Third place at the East Coast Invite this past weekend in Delaware. 3-0 in pool play. Beating seed. They came in as the 11th. I guess I can say we. Not normally
You
say
can.
we,
You're
but
able to.
I can say we.
Oh,
Came in as,
wait, real quick. Temple baseball does head out to Penn State on Friday to play Penn State.
again.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
no. Saying we have to go there. I mean,
least
it'll
you'll be in
has to be
Happy
fun.
Valley.
Though. What?
At least you'll be in Happy Valley.
Yeah.
Be happy,
Happy
Happy
Valley.
I
Valley.
think we're
Over
leaving
in
on
Happy Valley.
Friday and coming back Friday. It was because we weren't able to get. There were some field schedule conflicts, so we had to move the doubleheader to
A single
Sunday and
Oh.
move that last game, which was supposed to be Sunday, to. Now, for some reason, we have to go to Penn State, but continue
Well,
on.
One more before we head. Temple men's lacrosse went 1-1 this weekend up in the
Club team.
Yes, up in New Hampshire. They beat University of New Hampshire. They lost to University of New Hampshire, 13-10, and then they beat the University of Bridgewater 10-3.
Perfect. Well, Temple Men's Ultimate finished third in the tournament, coming in 11th, seeded 11th, 3-0 in pool play, and a windy weekend and cold weekend down in Delaware, I will say.
Can't be easy.
But took down Notre Dame in pool play, a team that they had
That's awesome.
lost to in the past. But took down Cornell in the quarterfinals, then lost to SUNY Buffalo in the semifinals, but then took down Yale in the third place game, and it was streamed live on Ultiworld for any Ultimate fans that are out there listening. But overall, a solid weekend as Temple Ultimate now heads into the postseason as their conference is trying to go for the 7th straight conference championship. Should be some tough competition this year compared to previous years, but hopefully we can get it done. I expect us to. That'll be Temple. That'll be April 11th and 12th. I have some conflicting schedules there on the 11th, but we'll make that work. But that'll do it for the Cherry Check-In. When we come back at the top of the hour, we got a lot of Philly sports to talk about. Philly's opening weekend, Flyers, Big Dan is here, Cal is here, Charlie is here. I'm Max Blakelock. We'll be back in just 4 minutes.
For the gram, show the whole world.
Welcome back into Mondays on Montgomery here on 12th and Montgomery in the WHIP studios. Max Blakelock alongside Charlie Halleckman, Danny Leakin, and Cal Toter. As we welcome you back in at the top of the hour, 8 a.m. And the Phillies MLB season is in full swing. Everybody kind of had their first series, and the Phillies lost 2 of 3 to the Texas Rangers. One on opening day, thanks to a Shore bomb.
The Phillies are in last place.
And Alec Boehm bomb as well. But after that, the offense kind of went silent because they lost on Saturday in extra innings after a slight comeback at the end there, but couldn't get it done in extras. And then yesterday just struggled from the start and could not get the win there, as Nola had I guess he wasn't charged with the loss because there was extra innings.
Duran was charged with
It was
it.
Duran.
Luzardo was definitely charged with the loss.
Yeah.
Not great starts from... Actually, we'll get into that because I honestly don't think Nola had a terrible start.
It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't
It
terrible.
was 2 missed pitches.
First off, the Ghost Runner needs to go.
I
It's
disagree.
awful.
Bad take.
I think
Really bad take.
I'm done with it.
That's all right. It's okay to have bad takes in here, Charlie.
All right.
I also disagree with your take.
3 against 1.
You play baseball.
Jason, do you agree
I know,
with the
but,
take?
like-
Thumbs up if you agree with Charlie's take, and thumbs down if you don't. Thumbs
Thumbs
middle.
middle.
Oh, okay.
all right.
That didn't give us much. But I see the mixed feelings there. But Phillies' offense is not there. And honestly, I thought they would be. I thought this offense came in from spring or the World Baseball Classic ready and prepared. But Bryce Harper, 1 for 11, and there's one hit was kind of a broken bat single. Trey Turner, 2 for 13. Kyle Schwarber, 2 for 13. Schwarber does have a Schwarber bomb. Alec Boehm, 2 for 10. Boehm does have a bomb. Adolis Garcia, 1 for 11, but did have a clutch double in the extra innings loss. But overall, the top of the lineup isn't performing. And that's the biggest concern you could have as a Phillies fan.
It's mid-July.
It is, I know, March 30th, not even April. This is definitely overreacting. But it's just the same thing.
It's what we can talk about already.
Hashtag not shocked. I mean, I know I'm going to talk a lot next segment, so I'll leave this to the two people who really do know baseball, Cal and Charlie. But my little intake here, and Max. Well, they played
used to
and play. But
played back in the day.
I also played back in the day, but like it's just not as
But we
consistent.
have a wiffle ball guy over here.
Oh, yes.
And Cal.
That's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
And then a club baseball guy
But
over
just
here.
my quick little take, I'm not shocked. This is exactly what I expected. And Dombrowski's complacent where they're at, and this is exactly what we have to expect with
They
this,
have no
with this
choice
team.
now.
We have no choice. We had a horrible offseason, and now we have no choice. Our best move we made in the offseason was late, and it was re-signing Sanchez and then also Luzardo.
I think the best
No,
of the
Brad Keller.
offseason is
Which
Brad
probably
Keller.
has-
Brad Keller.
He's
being
definitely our
Kyle
best
Schwarber.
move.
That was their number one priority. They got it
No,
done.
I think
What do you mean no?
I think the Christopher Sanchez re-extension is better than the Kyle Schwarber.
No,
extension.
that wasn't
1,000% even.
That wasn't even a topic
1,000%.
of bringing guys back.
It doesn't matter. They did it, and it was a great move because Sanchez is going to be a future Cy Young.
Well, Sanchez was still
I have
under
a comment
contract
from
till like
our
2028.
YouTube
I wouldn't
producer that
say
I have to pass along.
Go for it.
And I quote here. You ready for this one? Cal should not be talking about baseball after 12 straight balls in
my
his
God,
football
Jason.
game. You can pass that message along.
Jason, those are my first pitches of the season. It wasn't good, but Charlie can vouch for me. I did pitch well when he was watching me.
I only saw
That's
a
what
few
you need.
strikes. I didn't
It's
see
like
much.
Jordan Poole
But
when
sure.
There's
women in the
I'm
audience.
currently,
Beautiful.
dude. I'm currently like third in Cy Young voting. So, you know,
Oh, okay.
Who's
Paul
voting?
Skeens, maybe.
yeah.
The next
what?
Paul
Who's
Skeens.
voting?
That's a good
Yeah,
question.
I don't know the rest of the league. I guess.
Is Jason a voter?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
last.
Yeah, I probably would be dead last if Jason was voting.
But I'll do my last little thing is this is exactly what I expected. They're just complacent with being mid.
Yeah.
They're complacent with people coming out and showing up, which is fine. It's almost like the Flyers stuff, but Yeah, this is sad. This is gonna be. I hope this season gets better, and I know it's 3 games.
All right, it's 3
Okay.
games.
I know it's 3 games. I was just about to say that.
He's in mute Mike
I was just
territory
about
here.
to. I was just about to say that it's 3 games in, but that was yesterday was so.
I hate the overreacting,
Beyond
and I know
frustrating.
I gave some there, but I think it's
It's not overreacting. It's not.
it's
Our
3
1,
games
2,
into
3
the season.
Our 1, 2, 3 makes
You
$1
have-
billion, and they batted 135 against the Rangers.
The Rangers are good.
the Rangers
Their
have a good
pitching
There was
is
no
not
staff.
that
Grom.
great.
They didn't even start to Grom.
Their bullpen,
Their pitching is not
the
that
Phillies
good.
should have had more success against the Rangers bullpen. Their bullpen
135.
is mediocre.
I would say one word to describe this first series is disappointing. I'm not. It's only 3 games in. That's really all I can. That's all I can really say. But that's the guys that need to hit. The guys that are getting paid the most money need to hit the ball. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
say.
there's
And
no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
yeah, like you're getting like Harper, you're getting paid $330 million. Schwarber, you're getting paid $500 million. Like these guys, Turner, you're getting paid like $400
$1 billion
million.
between our top 3.
Yes. They just need to be able to swing the bat and hit the baseball, and they just did not do that this weekend. And yes, it is the first weekend of the series. Yes, it was freezing.
It
on
was really
Saturday.
cold.
It was so cold.
It was cold.
It-
Cold and windy.
I was there.
And the defense wasn't that great this weekend either. Adolis Garcia literally
That
fell.
was the sun.
I know that was
Yeah,
the sun.
I
but,
saw the
but
video,
still.
but
I want to.
But still.
quick chip in. Adolis Garcia needs to learn how to take a pitch. Needs to learn how
that's
to
not-
take
It's
a
Nick
pitch.
Castellanos all over again.
No, Adolis
not to
Garcia is
the
a good
extent.
fielder, though.
He's a better fielder. Oh,
He-
1,000%.
he's a good fielder.
On the hitting
Castellanos'
side,
fielding improved a lot when he was in Philly, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Yeah.
But dude, he needs to learn how to take a pitch. It's hard to watch sometimes. Like
I think he'll heat up over the summer. I think he'll play better with warm. I think he'll play better with warm
but
weather.
what weather is in October, Cal?
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends.
What weather? Well, what weather is primarily in October?
It's cold.
It's a little chilly
It's
in
a little
October.
chilly.
So if
That's
they
what
can't
also
do it
doesn't
now,
help.
He's done
What
it in
also
October
doesn't help-
before with the Rangers.
What also doesn't help, the time they play these games in shadows.
oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Okay, we're bringing
No,
things
no, no,
out
no,
from...
no.
things
He
in here
has a
that's just-
point. He has a point.
Okay,
I mean,
well,
yes, for
shadows
one play.
shadows shouldn't matter if you're paying your top 3 $1 billion.
Have you stood in the box against 90?
Oh my
shadows?
gosh, Charles! I would mute you right now if
Am
we
I
were
wrong?
on that
Am I
Thursday
wrong?
show.
Am I wrong?
No,
I don't
you're
care.
not wrong. You're
not
not
wrong. But you're
Shadows-
getting paid
shadows
$1 billion. $1 billion.
Have you ever seen an umpire view from a 405 game facing like Shohei Ohtani? It's crazy.
Well,
Possible.
the Phillies have chances to redeem themselves as they have this series against the Nationals starting tonight.
You should win.
Taiwan Walker on the bump
Big
for
dog.
the Phillies. And then you
Ty
have
John.
Andrew
Big
Painter
Taiwan fan.
making his debut for the team on Tuesday. And then you get Christopher Sanchez again on Wednesday. I might go on Wednesday, day game. I don't have any classes.
I have tickets for that
1
game.
o'clock game. You do?
Yeah.
You going?
TBD. I'll let you know.
All right. Oh, look at that. I'd have just got myself some
I'll
tickets.
already be there Tuesday and Wednesday. So
Okay. What? Okay. Well,
I have the ballpark pass.
You do?
so,
You got it?
Yeah.
I thought of it. Anyway, Andrew Painter, what are we expecting from him? What would we consider a good quality start from Andrew Painter? And
Not-
Cal, I'll go to you. Sorry, Dan.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
It's okay.
Honestly, just 5 or 6. I would say 5 quality innings of baseball.
Say 6.
I-
Say 6.
I would.
6.
There you go.
I would say 5 as well.
I would say 6 quality innings of good baseball. If there's a few walks sprinkled in there, I'm not worried because it's his major league debut. You know, the nerves are there. I'm not expecting a Mick Abel start when Mick Abel went out there and chucked in his first start. I'm not expecting that. I'm just expecting maybe like 1 or 2 runs in there, but I'm expecting a good quality start, leaving it probably under 75 pitches, or probably under 80 pitches in the 6 innings, and just, hammering him with the fastball. I definitely want to see a lot of breaking ball stuff from Painter. His breaking ball stuff looked great in spring, and I want to see that from Painter, and then to also see his fastball velocity, see where that's sitting at. He hasn't had as much movement on his fastball in spring, so hoping to maybe see some movement from his fastball. But I'm expecting a good quality 80-pitch, 6-inning start, few hits, few walks sprinkled in there, maybe a run or 2. But, yeah.
I
That's
think
need to
for
back him up.
me, it's less about longevity in terms of how long he pitches in the game.
Agreed.
I agree.
And I think it's more so about
The stuff.
What is his stuff looking like? What is his velo looking like? Is his velocity staying consistent throughout those first 3 innings?
I agree with you on the breaking stuff. The breaking stuff did look very good.
It was amazing in spring.
And I'm really hoping that the Phillies offense can back their young pitcher who's gone through a lot after being one of the top prospects and finally getting his chance, because the offense, as a young pitcher, I don't speak from experience, but I can imagine how great it would feel to go there and know you have that offense behind you to hopefully put up some runs and give you that kind of cushion to make you feel good going into your start. I mean, I know you're leading off the game there at home when you're starting on the mound, but
In which at the same time this week, the weather will also be warmer, which
It'll
will
be
definitely
beautiful.
help.
It'll be beautiful.
It'll
on
definitely
Tuesday.
help.
Yeah.
So
And Wednesday.
hopefully that is a factor to it, and hopefully the Bats get going a little more. They got that first series out of the way.
yeah, maybe the shake off the rust that there shouldn't have been, but
Big Dan's already counting them out.
Yeah.
it's already done. Well,
It's the same. It's the same thing, just different year.
the Nationals coming in after winning a series against the Cubs,
Big shot.
two games to 1 there, won on opening day 6-3, lost the next game 10-2, and then won against the Cubs 10-4. So the Nationals are a young team that you always kind of, you expect them to finish last in this division. I do, at least. But they have some young talent there. James Wood, C.J. Abrams. They did trade Mackenzie Gore.
I
But
think his name's Cade Cavalli. I don't know if it's Cavalli. He's their ace. He's pretty decent too.
yeah, I mean, they traded Mackenzie Gore to the Rangers, who lit the Phillies up yesterday. Cade Cavalli, he pitched three and 2/3 innings in their game against the Cubs on Thursday, and they got the job done. So worked for them against a Cubs team that has high expectations this year, but it's early, and that's the thing about baseball. And that I know it's easy to overreact. I know it's easy to.
1-6-2.
It's 3 games. It's not even April. Not even April.
Yeah.
So
Well,
take-
but trends are trends.
taking a deep breath and just relaxing and seeing what happens. But the Mets, though, I mean, Bo Bichette hasn't.
He's been bad.
Bichette
He
has
really
been
belongs.
bad.
He belongs on the Phillies.
Bo
Like that.
Bichette has been really bad.
1 for 11 with 7 strikeouts.
He was destined to be here.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was 8 strikeouts.
But
Yeah,
7
there was
and 6
no,
errors.
7.
6 errors.
they've been able to get the job done.
Same thing.
They won their series against the Pirates. They did lose in 10 innings yesterday, but Robert Jr. walk-off 3-run homer on Saturday. He's a guy that Dombrowski was linked to the Phillies, but once again it was all bark
He
no
was
bite
linked
from
to every
Dombrowski.
team in the league
That
for
is
the
a good
last
point.
3 years.
Yeah.
Yes,
But definitely,
But
yes, was highlighted by
it was
the
also
Phillies and-
a perfect fit, in my opinion, for what the Phillies needed at the deadline.
Oh, it was.
And it didn't happen.
Well, when you
So,
have a GM who's complacent with being
went and got Duran.
mid,
but
That's fine.
That's
That's
what
what
you
you
get.
that, but yes, correct. It angered me a little bit to see that.
Well, the Mets are going to be an issue. This division, there's nothing's going to be easy for this team, especially trying to win its 3rd straight division title. But that doesn't even matter at this point. As we've mentioned time and time again, division titles don't really mean anything to me. I think a lot of Philly fans can say the same thing. They want the parade on Broad Street. So
All you
see
gotta
if
do
we
is
get
just
it.
get in.
they
As
just
long-
got in the
as long
past
as-
few years.
I
But-
agree with that. I think MLB more than other sports is a big just get in kind of
yeah,
sport.
it
It's
is.
baseball. That's it's plain simple
Anything could
baseball.
happen.
Anything can
I think
happen.
this year it's just who can beat the Dodgers. 3-0, dominant from the Dodgers. They're a really good team and will be really tough to beat. But you can't look too far ahead. If you look too far ahead, you're definitely not going to get there. But the Phillies, like I said, series against the Nationals starting tonight at 6:40 p.m. Still at home, so before they travel on the road and they go to
Colorado.
So they go west immediately After this home series, they go Colorado and then to San Francisco.
Should be wins.
And then they're
Should be
home against
wins.
Arizona, which WHIP might be at that game Friday, April 10th. So
Oh, that's that
make
game.
sure to stay tuned for more information on that, because you can come chill with us at the Phillies game on Friday, April 10th against the Arizona Diamondbacks. When we come back, Flyers talk is here. A lot to talk about. We haven't gotten really to talk about it at all on Mondays on Montgomery, but today we brought in the expert, so there'll be definitely some tangents that are had from Big Dan, so you don't want to miss that. We'll be back in just 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Pastas and milkshakes. Philly Style Pizza and Grill faithfully serves the Temple University area from 2010 North Broad Street. Get your next slice, hoagie, or milkshake at Philly Style Pizza.
WHIP Radio, Temple University, Philadelphia.
Welcome back in here to Mondays on Montgomery here on Monday, March 30th, as we get ready to talk some Philadelphia Flyers with our Flyers expert, our freshman Flyers expert. So you'll get plenty of more time with some Flyers expertise here. I'll be in a wheelchair and old, and by the time you get to be a senior,
Uncle Max.
as I'm never beating the Unk allegations from Dan.
No.
But the Flyers took down the Dallas Stars yesterday, 2-1 in overtime after a game-winning goal from Trevor Zegras, and now sit at 37, 24, and 12. And Dan, what does this mean for this Flyers team?
Well, so first of all,
I'm putting my mic away and just
before I say anything about Flyers, it's funny that our first thing that we work on together here at WHIP is regarding me and the Flyers. This is the first thing we've ever done.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Officially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day.
That is.
So
You ever think about me?
that is fun. Well, I mean, when you text me, I was like, I haven't done anything with Max. So it's
I
just
was
funny.
like, maybe get some warm up before this draft show.
Yeah, true. We'll talk about some things. That's a good point. But anyway, it was a big win yesterday.
Huge. Big's an understatement.
Massive. Ginormous.
Extravagant.
Yes, it was incredible. And going into the weekend, I was kind of hoping that they just got 3 out of the 4 points, and they achieved that by getting to overtime. But they got 4, so that was nice. I want to start with the Detroit game. Well, first of all, what this means for the Flyers. Now they are tied with Detroit and Ottawa at 86 points. They're 2 points out from the wild card, 3 points out from the wild card, or the third playoff spot in the Metro. They are 8-1-1 in their last 10 games. They have a 35% chance to now make playoffs. They just jumped Detroit, who sits at 32%. They have 3 more games this week, all Eastern Conference opponents. They play Washington on Tuesday, which could be Porter Martone's debut, but we'll get to that towards the end of the segment.
Should be.
If not, he will have his home debut against Detroit.
Better be.
And then he will definitely be. And then they play back-to-back against the Islanders on Friday. So it was a huge win. Dallas is a really good team. I would say close to top 5 teams in the NHL. And the Flyers did what they needed to do. It was a really, really entertaining game from a hockey fan standpoint. I think if that was your first hockey game that you went to as someone who doesn't really know the sport,
you'd be satisfied.
No, opposite. I feel like you'd be bored. It was a very, let me explain. It was a very, very good forechecking game. A lot of the game was played in the neutral zone and kind of the cycling in the defensive zone as well.
I'd say it was a really physical game.
It was.
It was exciting to watch.
That's my point. Yeah. But
I wouldn't say people would be underwhelmed, even though it was just a 1-1 game. It was fast.
If it was your first game, you'd be a little bit underwhelmed. Just from someone who has taken people to a lot of their first games this year.
If you're looking for goals, definitely.
Exactly.
If you're looking for offense,
there was not much offense.
I want to go to a hockey game with you.
Me?
Yeah.
I could probably make that work before the end of the season.
I haven't been to a Flyers game in probably since before COVID.
Yeah, I can make that work. I got you.
2019.
We'll be in contact. But anyway, it was. Well, I'm going to start with the Detroit game. Detroit game was utter dominance. Owen Tippett, he amazes me.
We're back.
Yeah,
We're back.
mean, listen, the inconsistencies definitely still is true.
Shame on
me. Yeah, I'll take that one.
The worst take in one of the worst takes.
One of the worst. Well, no. I defended it.
Can we rehash it?
So what I said was Owen Tippett is one of the most infuriating players on the Flyers. He needs to be traded, and he's not that good.
Big Dan basically wanted Owen Tippett to be executed publicly.
Well, basically,
like a Kevin Patullo type of.
Oh,
yeah. So basically, the reason I said that is because his inconsistencies were so glaring at the time. So at the time, this genuinely was not a bad take, and that has been confirmed by like Chris Pronger. You probably know who Chris Pronger is.
It wasn't a bad take.
He said the same exact thing recently.
It's my era of Flyers.
Oh, okay, Onk. All right. Wheelchair.
Don't get me started on Wayne Simmons.
In the wheelchair. Wayne Train. That's still my favorite player of all time. But anyway, it still isn't a bad take. And Chris Pronger said recently the same thing I said. So it's really not.
It's just the fact that you said it that night he dropped 4 points.
Yeah, he dropped 4 points, and he's had 2 hat tricks since.
He was listening.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Clearly,
I think that's
I'm
what
pretty
you
sure
gotta
I
take
said
out of
something
this.
like that. I'm like, watch, Owen Tippett's going to go out
And
there
I was
now
like,
have a
oh,
career night
you
today."
better not. And he did. So, but Tips has just been phenomenal. And I mean,
He looks really good.
he does. He's someone that's starting plays, entering the zone, just getting us set up immediately.
There were some plays where he was just the dekes he had to the net. Just
The
looked
third goal.
a different
The
level.
third goal.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Just
It
Well, I'm
was
saying even last
beautiful.
night too. Even though like sometimes he didn't get the shot off, the fact that he got close
yeah.
was like, wow.
This is a hockey term, but
yeah.
he undressed Shabbat on a couple of occasions. He made Shabbat look like a bum, and Shabbat's actually quite good defenseman from Detroit. Undressed him completely. Like he embarrassed him. He looked like McKinnon, McDavid. He really did, and especially McKinnon. I'd say with the way he entered the zone, the speed, and the difference is the reason I don't say McDavid is I think Owen Tipp is more physical, and McKinnon does have that little edge to him. So that's exactly what he looked like against Detroit. He looked unstoppable. Iffy 5 minutes, but kind of now irrelevant because I thought if they started that way against Dallas, it would be bad, but they did not. So I'm gonna.
You texted me relax after the one.
I did.
And
I
then
said
they
relax.
went two other. I went. I'm not relaxed.
I said relax. I knew they were gonna win.
and then it was bang bang. I was
it
like,
was
oh,
the,
this
it was the
isn't
Red
good.
Wings in March. I wasn't nervous, but
Yeah, you were. You texted me at one point. You were like, oh, this isn't good.
Debunked. Yeah, I was a little nervous, but I was more nervous at the fact that I didn't want them to start Dallas the way they ended Detroit, and they did not. So that now is irrelevant.
Especially because when that happens, that's
that was
in
bad.
any sport. Just the momentum carrying over to the next game.
That was horrifying.
That was awful.
But jumping to Dallas, phenomenal game. Forechecking was there, physicality was there. They are a much more defensively sound team than at the start of the year. I think their 5-on-5 defense is just ridiculously good. They do a really good job at diminishing rushes. They do a good job of setting up in the zone and creating turnovers along the wall. A lot of the shots that they do give up, sure, there's lapses in that defense, but there is in every game. For every team, that's hockey. But a lot of the shots they give up are low percentage shots that a good goalie should save. And I got to give credit to Sam because there were a few lapses in the defense last night, especially towards the end of that game. Say a minute and 30 left, power play. Wyatt Johnson on the side of the net, phenomenal pad save. Since the Olympic break, he's been .933 save percentage with a 1.33 goals allowed. One of the best in the league.
Not the same person.
It's not the same person.
It's not like it is someone else that just looks like
Sam's been playing terrific. He started playing terrific. I forget the game. It was the game we went to. What was the game we went to?
The Capitals?
Yes. He started playing well that game, and I kind of called it fraud watch.
That was a phenomenal game.
Because he kind of looked lost a little bit, but he's checked my fraud
He
watch.
somehow was keeping it out of the game.
Yes, I do remember. On
He
some
just
plays,
looked lost.
The puck was on one side of the net, and he was just on the complete opposite side. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, like there were times he looked lost, and I kind of thought it was like a fluke.
There's
It's not a
times you're just in there like,
yeah,
it's gonna go in at one point.
but
So
it just never happened.
I have a question for you, and if I'm going too far from what you want to talk about,
No, shoot,
me know.
I don't care.
what do you want to see out of this Flyers team to consider it a successful season?
Well,
Because realistically, do you expect them to win the Stanley Cup?
Yes.
I always
After
expect
the Ducks game, yes.
I
did.
always expect the highest out of the team, so that would be a lot of fun. But realistically, I do want to see them make. It's going to be hard, but I do want to see them make playoffs. If they don't, it'll be really frustrating. But it was a very resilient push. They had a horrible January. Horrible January.
Their January was mediocre.
That's what I keep telling my dad. But anyway, they had a horrible January, and the fact that they right now have tied the franchise record on road wins straight, just beat one of the best teams in the NHL. Like they are resiliently coming back, and they now have somewhat completed the resilient comeback. They're exactly where they were in January just now. So, I mean, they did a okay job at developing some of the young guys. I think Mishkov definitely took a step back, but I think Barkey's playing phenomenal. I think the Bump's getting his strides, finally putting Emil back in the lineup, which if Noah Juleson plays another game, I might...
Oh my God, Noah Juleson sucks.
Might die, but anyway.
He's so bad.
He's really bad.
He's horrible.
And
Good kind words you
this
chose right
perfectly segues into the next point I want to talk about. This is actually a great question. Porter Martone now is in Philadelphia.
Oh, that was feeling last night. Just elevated.
I was
everything.
watching the Phillies.
That
lose.
made it even more of a
I was watching the Phillies
win.
lose. They were down 5 at this point after the McCutcheon 3-run home run, and then I got the notification and
How
it
about
brightened my
McCutcheon,
spirit.
first of all, apologizing to the Phillies fan?
that
I
was
love
fine.
Andrew McCutcheon. You cannot love Andrew.
I
McCutcheon.
agree.
Larry.
But anyway, that
Good to see him hit
it
the
is
ball.
extremely exciting that he is going to be here. Mishkov and Martone are the best prospect duo in a really long time. I saw Giroux and Voracek in terms of skill. I disagree. I think they're going to be better. And really, I think Voracek kind of drags that down. He had a really good season in 2014, but apart from that, he was just like a slightly better version of TK.
I've been seeing some talk that people are saying Martone's better than Celebrini.
I think Martone's better than Mishkov.
I would agree.
Do you think that takes some off?
I think
Do you think some of that's taken off because of how this year's been, though?
no. I would have thought that originally too. I think his
What about Celebrini?
at TBD. So Celebrini has 94 points this season. Let's relax. But
Do you think he could be?
yes,
Okay, that answers
Porter
my question.
Martone, his physical tools are much better than Mishkov, like by a pretty substantial amount. Mishkov is like 5'11", 6 foot, 175. Martone is 210, 6'3".
Michov's been getting a little scrappy recently,
Yes,
though,
it's
and I
been
like
fun.
it. It's different. I feel like he's, in a way, breaking out of that shell.
For
which
sure.
which I think, especially next year, will definitely...
Yeah, he needs
it'll
a
be
good
a
offseason
big
under
factor.
his belt.
Yeah.
But anyway, Martone has those physical tools. He has the grit. His shot is it's wicked. He has a really nice shot. And he offers a really good in front of the net presence, which we lack. Also, on that note, on front of the net presence and Michigan State, I do hope we sign Shane Vangsai. I'd love to see what he does in Lehigh because he is big. And literally all he did with Michigan State is stand right in front of the net. And if we can, I would love to see him on the fourth line of the Flyers. But
What line
on
do you
the
think
power.
Martone would go on?
One. This is exactly where I'm going to go with my next point. Carl Grunstrom played with TK and Dvorak last night, which was originally Alex Bumpspot.
I was like, Alec Boehm?
No. Alex Bump's spot. But Alex Bump was sent down. Well, not sent down, but like changed to the third line with Mishkov and Cates. I think that was just a switch in preparation, and Grunstrom was brought up as a plug player for TK and Dvorak. My assumption is he's going to play with TK and Dvorak. I'm cool with it. Personally, what I would have done, I would have kept Bump with TK and Dvorak because he still needs experience, and I didn't hate the line. As much as I like his play recently, I would have dropped Barkey because he plays well with Mishkov. It's been shown, and they've done it before. I would have dropped him with Mishkov and Cates. And I would have put Martone with Zegras and Tippett. Reason being, Zegras and Tippett are red hot right now.
That would be a fun.
And he
That
won't
would've
get
been
he won't get
amazing.
all the attention because they got to worry about Tippett. Plus, that line would be
an offensive
That-
powerhouse.
That
Insane.
line would be.
it
just
would
like-
be crazy.
I'd be expecting
Beautiful.
a goal every time they're out on the ice.
Yeah.
It would be absurd between Tippett's speed, Tippett and Martone's physicality. Tippett's speed, Martone's. They're all three of them have a wicked shot, and Zegras' playmaking abilities are just out of this world. That line would have been crazy. I'm not upset with TK and Dvorak though because TK is going to generate a lot of attention. It'll give him an opportunity to kind of show a little bit. But
And then speaking of offense, Tyson Forrester.
yeah, there's a
the word
little
out
rumor
there.
that he could be coming back soon, as
Sooner
soon
than
as maybe
everybody-
late this week.
Sooner than everybody expected.
Sooner than everyone expected, which is phenomenal news. He's going to start taking contact in practices starting this upcoming practice, so tomorrow, I guess, or today. Sorry.
Yeah.
There's a lot to be excited about. This Flyers team with a huge win against Dallas. They have 3 big games this week. Got to start off good against Washington tomorrow. If they beat Washington, they're tied wild card wise, and that is a pretty exhilarating feeling. Maybe playoffs in South Philly. I don't know, but
Nothing
TBD.
like playoff hockey in South Philly. I
Nothing
will
like
say.
playoff hockey in South Philly.
Oh, that
Seen
would
it
do
in the
wonders.
past.
That would do wonders.
I would cry.
I
Just
think
for
we all would.
playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for playoffs, I'd cry.
Just for playoffs.
I wouldn't. I would be so excited, but I'll digress.
Well,
So awesome.
thank you for that, Dan, Charlie, Cal. Appreciate. I learned a lot right there.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what the Flyers can do. But when we come back, the Sixers, I mean, they're roping you right back in like they always do. And I'm going to tell you why I'm totally in on this Sixers team if they can get out of that play-in spot. When we come back here on Mondays on Montgomery, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just 5 minutes. Welcome back into Mondays on Montgomery here on Monday, March 30th, as we get ready for April. One more month of this before classes end and the semester ends. We'll be back in the fall, though. I'm going to make that statement now.
Certainly.
And hopefully for the future. I'm looking at my freshman.
Oh, yeah.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll do one thing at a time. One day at a time, one segment at a time, one sentence at a time.
And one game at a time.
One game at a time, Phillies. One game at a time. Dan, it's 3 games.
I
Okay.
was trying to lead you in right there. The Sixers, too. That would have been perfect.
Well, I saw what you were doing there.
But yes, Phillies, too. You're right. I didn't
I
even think
kinda
about
just
that
wanted
one.
I don't
to
care.
hammer down that
I don't
he's
care either.
overreacting a little
Okay.
bit.
I'm not.
But the Sixers,
trip
one
off
game
the
at a
field.
time, one knee at a time, one back at a time, one hand at a time, one neck at a whatever is hurt.
One shift at a time.
But the Sixers' full 5 starters were back for the first time in a long time, and now have won 2 straight games, 7-3 in their last 10 games.
How long until the NBA investigates the Sixers?
They're probably always
It's going to happen at one point.
Give it like 3 days. To
It's
be
going
honest, yeah.
to happen at one point.
Half a game back from the
They're gonna end up
Hawks,
winning tonight.
who are in that 6th seed. But the Big 5 returned for the game against the Hornets,
That was so much fun.
and they came through with a close win, and sort of come from behind because it seemed like the Hornets kind of had control that whole entire game. Sixers came through, won at 118-114. Joel Embiid, 29 points.
Oh, he's so good.
In 36 minutes. Looked just like himself, as he always does. But Tyrese Maxey, in his first game back from that hand injury, 26 points in 43 minutes. He's a machine.
And the yam over.
Over Miles Bridges.
Thank you.
Did you see the clip of him going to shake Miles Bridges'
And
hand,
then laughed at him?
and he laughed at him because he didn't shake his hand. He
hilarious.
pointed at him. So funny.
Hilarious. He should have rapped Miles Bridges' song after he.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
know.
Miles Bridges, he's a good rapper. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It's kind of good.
It's not bad.
It's catchy.
Not a great
Did you see
human.
Denzel Valentine
But-
starting to rap?
No kidding. But I did see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the Sixers, a big win, though, against the Hornets, because if they would have lost, the Hornets would have tied them in and had the season series, so it would have been the tiebreaker there. But able to come through, Paul George, go-ahead three-pointer with about a minute left. And, is he on drugs again? Because he has been fantastic. I don't know what's going on here.
Cal
but
and I
I'm all
are
for it.
huge fans of Paul George.
We love podcast.
I've always
Pig.
been.
I love podcast.
I'm a
Pick.
huge fan
I've
of
always
PG
been a
too.
Paul George
I was
fan.
We're bigger fans.
I was at the game PG, ended up getting busted on, but
Well, Paul George, in his 2 games back, 28 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals against
it was
the
a valid
Bulls.
game for Paul George. Can't take it away.
No, that's not what. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'm following it up. All right.
Sorry, Max.
And 26 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, and another 4 steals in the game yesterday against the Hornets. They have a big one coming up against the Heat. I think
Oh, please win.
almost
Please
every
win.
game now from here on out is considered as close to a must-win as possible because the Sixers.
In a way, both East and West are in at least a play-in. When it comes to seedings, though,
Yeah,
then it's the must-win.
I just
Yeah,
hope
that's
they,
what matters to
I
me
really
right
just
now.
hope they win because of Josh Galarza, and it'll give me the opportunity.
That as well, yes.
because
That's
he
actually
does
a
not
great,
stop talking
great
about
point.
how much Joel Embiid is out.
I wonder
my
if I'll
God.
see Josh today, but
I know I'll see
if
him
you-
on Fridays.
if you don't know Josh will be on our draft show, so you'll hear Josh then. Maybe we'll bring him on for one of these morning shows, but I don't know if I want to hear him talk about Bam's 83.
No, please.
Oh my
He
God.
probably
He'll talk
mention-
about
he'll
that all
talk
day.
But
about that all
Josh
day.
is a
All
Heat
day.
fan and a Pirates fan and an Eagles fan.
Feel bad
Ask
for
me
him.
how
Already
that
doesn't
adds
make
up,
sense.
right?
I feel
Yeah.
bad. I feel bad
Well,
for
Josh is catching some strays here.
I told
Well,
him.
because I know. Sorry, you go.
Okay. Real quick. I told him that the Pirates outfield defense was not going to be good this year. And what does O'Neal Cruz do in the first game?
To be honest,
It's kind of
balls.
satisfying.
To be honest,
Although I was,
that was so bad that even what you said,
That was rough.
Couldn't even have.
Yeah.
That was rough. You go. That was so bad.
Get ready to learn
To be
DH.
honest, Josh got his moment with the Pirates. They took the lead,
that was it.
and then it
Enjoyed
went downhill from
You
there.
enjoyed
Yeah.
But the Sixers, I think, can get to that 5th spot. And if they get into that 5th
They
spot,
need to.
I think they can beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in a 7-game series.
Oh, absolutely.
With a healthy team.
They're
That's
hard
always
for 'em.
that is always the key, and it always seems to be the case. But Joel Embiid looked just as good as Joel Embiid has always looked in these past 2 games. Paul George, if he is playing like this and shooting the ball like he has, I know he struggled to start the first game, but once he found his rhythm, he was able to do that. And then Tyrese Maxey, you just want him on the court.
Yeah.
Because you know what he's going to bring to you, whether that's energy, whether that's points, whether that's anything he can do on the court to help that team win. That's something that number 0 is going to do. VJ Edgecombe was fantastic in the time that the Sixers needed him to be that guy while all the other guys were out. And he's, such a young, bright star that I'm excited to see continuing forward.
Yeah, I've said it the last few weeks. The Sixers, when their full team is out there, they're going to be hard to beat.
It's not a team that teams want to see.
No, not at all.
Can guarantee you that. And the question is just if. That's just if. And I think when you look at potential matchups for the Sixers in the playoffs, obviously I think that 5 seed would probably be best case scenario. When you get 5 seed against the Cavaliers, well, it's not locked in, but right now the Cavaliers are for 4, and I don't see them necessarily getting up to the Knicks at 3.
But at the same time, Knicks now on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah, but that Knicks team rebounds the ball like their life depends on it, and that scares me because the Sixers always struggle against stopping the offensive rebounds, like a lot of teams do. But the Sixers somehow cannot get it through their brain that they need to do that. And Knicks fans come to Philly and will take over the Wells Fargo Center. And I don't want to see that. And it hurts me to say that. But Knicks fans will be there and be louder than some Sixers fans because Sixers fans are sick of the same thing over and over and over again. Like you said with the Phillies, this thing is happening now. You don't want to fall into that same trap because the Sixers have been making the playoffs since 2016, 2017 was kind of that first year. And it's the same thing.
I'd say the Sixers are worse because it's
for sure.
Because baseball's baseball.
Definitely worse.
I think.
But I'm saying if the Phillies aren't careful, they could fall into that trap.
I think for the Sixers,
arms down.
You're giving yourself too much credit.
I'm giving myself
because it's only 3 games.
I don't care.
You're
I
a
don't
Flyers fan.
care.
Go ahead,
I've seen
Cal.
this before. Go ahead.
I think the Sixers it's okay. I think the Sixers the 5 seed is the most ideal position because you go and you play Cleveland, James Harden, known playoff choker. You gotta obviously defend Donovan Mitchell. You obviously gotta box out.
You're gonna
Evan
have to play
Mobley.
good people no matter what, though.
Yeah, no matter what, you're gonna have to play. But if you want to get past the first round, the 5 seed is your best bet. Then you would be on the same side as the Pistons, right? Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
You'd be on the same side as the Pistons.
And what's going
I
on
think,
with Cade there with the
and
Pistons?
they're also very young team, very inexperienced team. I think that's a team that could be beaten. The Sixers obviously a lot of experience with Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey. So I think the experience could definitely help out the Sixers there. And so I think being on that side of the bracket, having to play the Cavs, and then having, if they win that series, having to play the Pistons is the most ideal situation. If you're on the other side of the bracket, you have to play the Celtics, you have to play the Knicks. Like it's
Yeah, no doubt about it. I completely agree with you in terms of paths to the conference finals.
Also, it's just a different look.
But
instead of the Celtics and Knicks.
yeah.
Yes, but at that same time, you can't look that far ahead because as a Sixers fan my whole life, I've done that before and it has not turned out well. But this Pistons team at the number 1 seed reminds me of the Thunder team from 2 years ago. They were the number 1 seed. They were really great regular season. You knew there was something there. Won that first round series and then lost in that second round to the Mavs, who had just more experience in the playoffs. And I could see something like that happening with the Pistons, whether they get taken down by the Cavs or the Sixers. Those are honestly the only 2 teams I could see beating them. I don't see the Raptors beating the Pistons
as well.
No.
And all the other teams are also inexperienced. So that could be a case, but these last 2 weeks of the season are going to be
Huge.
There's no other way to say it. Ginormous, as Big Dan puts his arms out. But the Hawks team,
the Sixers can't get over the hump with that Hawks team. They don't play the Hawks team again, but Jalen Johnson has turned into that guy. But they have some tough matchups coming up, and that the Sixers need to take advantage when they play the Heat tonight. They got to beat the Heat tonight. But the Hawks have the Celtics tonight, and then they have Orlando, who's in the play-in right now, and then they have Brooklyn. But then they have New York, Cleveland, Miami. So the Hawks, not an easy schedule
That's a gauntlet.
to end the year. But then on the Sixers side, we talked about this, I know, last week when we talked about the Sixers and I think we both kind of agreed 6 wins would be nice if the Sixers can get 6 out of that last.
I agree.
6 and 5 out of their last 11 games, and that was last week before the OKC game. So 2 and 1 since we last talked about them on this show. But Miami, I think, has to be a win. Miami also coming off of a back-to-back, and then you have Washington, a team that you have to win against. Nothing.
If you don't beat
there's
Washington,
no ifs, ands, or buts
then-
about that. They are a team that is tanking, getting ready for next year with their Anthony Davis and Trae Young duo, and
Joel
possibly a
Embiid,
top
60
3
bomb,
pick.
question mark?
At 84.
I can see it.
Yeah, beat the
84.
Bam Adebayo record.
Oh my God, Josh.
But then you
forgets
have
so much.
Minnesota, Detroit, San Antonio, and Houston. 4 games that are difficult.
Houston, that's
2
a
of
game
them on
they
the
need to
road
win.
down in Texas.
Houston, yes.
Houston
the
is a
Houston game they
huge
need
game.
to win. Yeah.
They need to win that because they have their draft pick this year.
Yeah.
Anything helps.
Minnesota also will be coming off of a back-to-back when they play them at home on April 3rd, this Friday. So that also is a game that you could look at and say, oh, if Philly can sneak this one off of the tired Minnesota team, but Anthony Edwards is always has energy.
Yeah, but
He's probably my favorite player to watch in the NBA.
I think that's a very
not on the
that's a very
Sixers.
winnable game off the back-to-back.
Definitely.
Because
Definitely. That's why I pointed it out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's super winnable.
It has to be, but you got to do one game at a time. And the Sixers, though, in terms of back-to-backs, have no more. So, yeah, right.
Embiid will
It's
play.
Celebration within itself.
Supposed.
So hopefully you'll get Joel
I'm excited
Embiid
to
for all
see
these games, and hopefully
Wait,
you get Paul George.
Wait a minute,
for
that's
all
not
these.
true.
Am I
Yeah.
seeing something wrong?
Yes.
Friday, Saturday. I'm sorry.
Yep.
One
The heck
more
is wrong with
back-to-back.
you?
I apologize.
only
It's
one
right in
more.
front of my
Only
face.
one more.
One more. And if it's Minnesota, Detroit. So
Ooh, that's
which
Wrong,
one
you're
do
wrong
they
again.
play against?
Wrong again.
No, I'm not wrong.
Yes, you are.
Then
Sunday,
say it.
Sixers,
I'm right, brother.
Rockets. Thursday, Friday, Rockets.
Then
and
they
then
have
Pacers.
2 back-to-backs.
road trips.
oh no.
So I was completely
The
wrong.
Pacers should
And
be
the
a
crazy
win.
thing is, I'm looking right at it, and I swear I'm sitting here like, okay,
It is his
Friday,
Unc
Sunday.
can't see his computer.
The first one.
Yo, Charlie, help him out.
The first one's pretty bad. The second one, oh, which way are you looking at it? Oh yeah, that's bad for you. I'll say the way I'm looking at it, I could see this back to back, and then this goes from here to here. But no,
Looking
yeah,
at
that's.
ESPN.
I haven't bought in on the Unc allegations. That's pretty bad.
We cannot end this show like this. I need to bring in Jason to help me. I'm getting.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I'll,
say
I'll end it on a different. I'll end it on a different note here.
Hi, Jason.
I am really excited for Sixers San Antonio.
Yeah.
A full, healthy Sixers team. Because when we played them,
that's the
we
goal.
had no one.
That is the goal.
We literally had no one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see a full, healthy Sixers team in that game.
Well, the Sixers, 41-33, starting 5 back. Hopefully can stay that way. Kelly Oubre coming off the bench looked great as well. Always brings that burst of momentum that you need off the bench there. Quentin Grimes off the bench as well. It
He's
seems
the
like
Sixth Man of the
Nurse
Year
is going to
candidate.
go with that kind of tight rotation come playoff time, as expected there, with pretty much seven guys getting over 10 minutes a game.
Hey,
we
and
saw
time out-
some.
Time out real quick though, or finish that real quick. I got one more thing to say. About
We
the
saw
Sixers.
some Justin Edwards minutes, which I love. If he brings a spark off the bench, if he's shooting the ball well, that's great to have. In fact, he was plus 13 in his 8 minutes in the win on Saturday. I'm interested to see if they go Drummond or Bona. They probably should depend on the matchup, in my opinion, but I'm not upset
Hopefully
with either.
Bona.
And
Hopefully
then
Bona.
Campaign. Hey, Jerry McCain, we got Campaign.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. All right, go ahead before
All right,
we
real
wrap it
quick
up.
though. Enjoy the last few home games, or hopefully more, with Matt Cord though.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You gotta think about that.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
That is very, very
Yeah.
true.
See, he's retiring at the end of the season.
Matt Cord, the legendary voice for the public address announcer for the
Hopefully his
Philadelphia
career is extended
76ers.
far more.
I don't know
than-
how he does it every day, every game, every home game. Like that is a lot on
That
his
10
voice.
and 72 season, I don't know how he did it.
Forgot.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
that hard.
it's
You don't
for the
speak
love of the
that much.
game. For the love of the
Yeah.
game.
You don't
Well,
really
that'll do
don't.
it for our Mondays on Montgomery this Monday. We'll be back next week for more Mondays on Montgomery. But looking ahead, NFL Draft Show is coming up. Myself, Big Dan, Jason at Fieldhouse. Make sure to tune in for more information on that. We'll have some spring game coverage as well in 2 Saturdays on April 11th, and then some playoffs. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at mondaysonmontgomery.whip Sports. Cal, Dan, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's go Phillies.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm Max Playclock. Have a great week, and Wake Up Call is coming up in just 4 minutes.